Triple Crown Rising Stars All-American Game is up next on CBS Sports Network, a showcase. 65 top talented players from around the United States of America out of their busy calendars to join us at Rising Stars for our television broadcast. And during the first inning, your main assignment is calisthenics to warm up to be all over the park in the next couple of hours. Here's pitch one of the All-American Game, and it's a ball. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a strike. His strike call sounded like it started with a B. I'll get to know our home plate umpire, Alan Friedman. He called it and then rang it up. You see Bianca Bell leading things off in the top of the first for the red All-American team, the designated visitors today. Here's a look at that last delivery.
It's a great pitch here, kind of an off speed that drops. Can't ask for more than that. That's one of those pitches we talk about swinging outside the zone, getting them to swing outside the zone. That's exactly that same pitch right there.
And Kelly Young just has the ability to take that speed off the pitch. And Jenny, we talked about that in the first game this afternoon, is that it's not just about blowing the ball past people, it's spinning it and taking a little speed off. Kelly Young does that.
Kelly Young firing away, a 1-2 count now against Bianca Bell. The batting orders, by the way, generated randomly. So you might see a 4-hole in a 1 spot. You might see a 1-hole in a 29-hole in this game. No quality assessment made because there's just too many good hitters. So it's just all about going through the lineup. It is a continuous batting order, so 30-plus players in each batting order today. Bianca Bell, good at bat, and she's going to have a base hit to lead off the All-American Game.
Bianca Bell is one of those that I've seen play quite a bit going to LSU. She's just one legit player. She's very strong. She can also pitch, even though she's not going to pitch. But man, can she hit the ball, and that's exactly what she did here, just a rope down the first base line. Very nice job to Bianca Bell.
Wants to major in criminology, said that she has some friends, parents who are involved in that field, and she'd like to pursue that line of study. Bell will take off on this pitch and easily take second base. A display of speed from the senior from Brandon, Florida. Bianca Bell, a base hit and a stolen base out of the gates in this All-American Game. Bianca, in her career path, said homicide detective or D1 college softball coach.
Well, if she's a homicide detective and then becomes a coach, I think her team will probably respect her pretty good.
And
there'll
Jenny,
be a level of respect.
Yeah.
Glad you mentioned, Jenny, the LSU opportunity for Bianca Bell. Encourage you, if you're watching this game, on a strikeout pitch. As the first out's recorded, Lauren Burchak, the batter, goes down on that strong delivery from Kelly Young.
Take a look at this pitch. Screwball on that inside corner. Just got Bianca to check her swing. Great out. It's one of those pitches that you freeze when it starts coming in at your hands.
That brings Casey Alcorn to the plate. Casey batting third, plays for Wagner's Kipple, her core team. Casey out of Pennsylvania, East Carolina University. So we've mentioned LSU, mentioned East Carolina. I was going to play off of that point a moment ago before the strikeout that Jenny made. Just listen in as we go through this game and listen and watch for the different schools these players are going to. It's a whole array of opportunities all over the place. And the great thing is, you get your big name mega programs that maybe are more recognizable, but a lot of these players are in a position to choose a school based not only on softball, but also on academic opportunity. And so depending where they sign, sometimes that tips their hand on what their aspirations are outside of or beyond the diamond.
Well, yeah, and there's opportunities out there for everybody. It's not just, as you mentioned, Thad, that the D1 school, the Alabamas, the Floridas, the UCLAs, there's a lot of opportunity at all different levels.
Ground ball and an out recorded. That was Lindsey Wilcox at second base to Morgan Litchfield recording the out. And that'll put 2 outs on the board. The battery, by the way, Kelly Young, we mentioned the pitcher, Christina Dillard doing the catching here. Dillard behind the plate. There you see Christina. She draws the inning 1 catching assignment. Swing and a miss by Christa Garcia from Tampa Mustangs. You see Christa's information. Florida State on the radar for Christa. And of note here, catching and pitching, we have 2 teams, 7-inning ball game, 14 pitchers and 14 catchers. So they'll get an inning of work, showcase their talents on television and in front of a large crowd here at Central Park. But what you'll see here is an inning of appearance on the battery side of the lineups. The defensive players typically draw 2 innings of play during the 7-inning game outside of that battery. 1-2 the count now. With 2 down, Bianca Bell led it off with a solid single. She's moved her way around to third base now after a steal and a move up on the ground ball. Kelly Young looking for a clean finish. And the battle by Christa Garcia fouls it away into the trees.
Kelly Young throwing the ball in the low 60s. Seen her up to 63, 62 miles an hour.
Kelly Young, the sunglasses in place, and she'll change things there. Bounce it in. Nice job by catcher Christina Dillard dropping down. And one of the great things, and Michelle, you've done these games with us in Colorado, the Sparkler Fireworks All-American Games. Jenny, you were with us in October for the Rising Stars All-American Game. These batteries, and you both pitched at the high level. Catcher who doesn't know the pitcher, there's some things going out there that you've got to be pretty good and pretty athletic to react to a pitcher you don't know.
Well, I mean, to me, the way I look at it, and I'm not a hitter, but the way I look at it in these All-American games is that these hitters come in almost in a pinch hitter role. They get one shot, that's it. So in a lot of ways, it's kind of the same as a pinch hitter. You're seeing the pitcher for the first time, and you have to react and make something happen right away.
And I like the way that Christina Dillard, the catcher, is going out and talking to Kelly Young. This is a battery that's basically throwing together for the first time. And, you know, we all talk about the battery or the game within the game. And these kids are knowing that, okay, what do you normally throw in this situation? Well, what do you throw here? And it's a lot of give and take back and forth, communicating just to get your job done.
Christa Garcia sees a pitch dribble in, and she'll take a full count now with 2 outs and a teammate on third base. Thanks to our crew today in the truck and around the field. Appreciate the work of our production crew. Good job in game 1 of the championship game of Elite 12. Here's a swing and a miss, but the ball's loose, and not realizing that, the batter walking away was Garcia. Tried to take off, but the scoop down at first base by Morgan Litchfield will secure that third out, and crowd has seen 3 outs. We're going to come back with more of our All-American game.
Some other way, but I don't know. It's just been kind of one of those things, just a way to find confidence. And I think as a pitcher, you have to have it, or you know, the batter's already beat you.
Absolutely. Confidence, very important. So talking about confidence, you had to overcome an illness. You had mono, a little bit of a late start recruiting, but you have had a happy ending. Tell us about that.
I got mono the second half of the summer. Missed the last couple gold qualifiers. You know, I remember talking to my coach, and I was just like, great, not going to go play college, not going to go to college and play anywhere. You know, I was just real bummed. And I came back in the fall, and I got a couple looks. And then the University of Arkansas was at one of my games, and they saw me one time, and they liked me, and I went on a visit, and I fell in love. So about to go be a Razorback.
Okay, so I have to ask you, Razorback, SEC, what's the emotions of knowing you're going to throw in the SEC?
Oh, it's crazy. It's like a dream come true. I mean, you know, I think all little girls dream of it, and they all want to go play big-time softball, and the SEC is the best of the best, and I'm so blessed.
Well, there you go, Thad. We have blessings, and we have dreams coming true here on the softball field.
Thank you, guys. Kelly Young, good work in that first inning. We're into the bottom of the first, and the leadoff batter for the blue team, Melanie Slowinski, Lady Orioles Gold. Melanie will lead it off for her blue team. Melanie, not her first TV go-round. She played in the Sparkler Fireworks Showcase All-American Game.
From Newtown
Denver, Colorado area. Melanie, a key performer in that All-American contest. She'll take a walk to lead things off, so Slowinski down to first base. Kelly Young, who Michelle Smith was just talking to, as she mentioned going to Arkansas. Her whole family has, they've been loyal to Ole Miss over the years, and she said that was kind of everybody, you know, inside her immediate family and relatives, and so shaking it up and heading over to Arkansas, going to cause some rooting conflicts in the household perhaps now. But congratulations to Kelly on that opportunity. Ground ball hit hard down the third base line, knocked down, good play. Mackenzie Obert hit it hard. Mackenzie from the Newtown Rock out of Pennsylvania. Well played at third base. Aaron Shireman, who just played well in our championship game of Elite 12, makes this play.
It's a beautiful play. All you want to do is make sure you keep it in front of you. She stayed down on the ball, which allowed her to keep it in front of her. Grabbed the ball, if you notice, with her hand, not her glove. That allowed her to get rid of the ball quicker. Very nice play.
Brooke Holcomb caught the throw over at first base. Brooke playing first this inning. The pitcher, Amy Chap Delane from Gold Coast Hurricanes, and she'll be out getting her work in here in this first inning. Strike delivery. Amy Simanowski is the catcher behind the plate. You see her in the orange jersey of her team Florida Gold. There's a nice look at Amy Simanowski. Born and raised in New Jersey, but now 3 years in Florida and having a chance to play with Team Florida Gold. Mentioned she'd love to, so she born and raised in New Jersey, now in Florida, would love to attend the University of Hawaii if she gets a chance to play there. She's a senior, is Amy Simanowski, so she's trying to cover the whole country with her softball endeavors.
Well, Hawaii certainly has a great hitting team. They always do. Seem to pull it off.
1-2 count.
Not to mention the beaches and sunshine.
They almost have it all. I think you and Michelle, Jenny, living down here in Florida, you might have it all, but Hawaii's taking a run at you.
Yeah.
Rebecca Schipper is batting against Amy Chap Delane. Amy, Virginia is the school where she'll carry on her pitching and softball career. Congratulations to Amy on that opportunity. And Rebecca Schipper, who's in the batter's box, getting her at-bat here in this All-American game. Just a sophomore is Rebecca. Rebecca, Magnolia, Delaware, her hometown. She'll take a walk down to first base, and she told us Magnolia, Delaware is the center of the universe. And Rebecca also, as I said, a sophomore. But what do you want to be when you grow up? She said something nerdy in math, science, or maybe medicine, but she just said, and she said it, I'm not saying it that way, that's how she reported us. I'm going to choose something nerdy is where I'm headed. Congratulations to Rebecca on making this All-American game as just a 16-year-old sophomore. She's got some opportunity in front of her. Nicole Mchenry follows in the lineup from Florida. Mchenry sends it foul. So the cavalcade of stars has started, and we'll look forward to unfolding the stories as we go along in our All-American contest at Rising Stars. Michelle, I'm going to put you on the spot. Didn't prep you for this one. A game like this, you see every uniform style possible. There's a ball hit to the left side. Force play at third is converted, and the out is made. Alexandra Ortiz, the shortstop, over to Aaron Shireman for the force out. So with 2 outs on the board and runners at first and second.
Now batting number 38. Joel
Arante will now take to the batter's box. All right, so I didn't tip my hand yet, though, on my surprise question on, but something uniform me. Your favorite scheme, your favorite color scheme uniforms. What do you prefer?
I like black.
Okay.
So maybe the highlight colors, like a little orange in there. Okay, that's Oklahoma State plug. Sorry. Okay, but I like that black stealthiness. I think as an athlete, when you're in black, it's just a power color, or navy blue, the red, white, and blue.
Big times in Stillwater this year. A lot of good things happening at Oklahoma State, the college stomping grounds of Michelle Smith. 61 miles per hour, by the way, is where Amy Chap Delane is sending it right now from the circle with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. And Jenny, we'll see. We got a 2-0 count. We'll see if we have enough time to take your preferences on apparel. What do you like looking at?
Well, of course, blue and gold. Always a Michigan fan, but of course, given that I have a team and they are purple and black, of course, the stealthiness of the black, I'm going to have to go with purple and black.
Jenny Ritter leaning toward the Wolverines colors, and slightly belated, but congratulations on your 2005 Women's College World Series championship. Sorry, I finally got to you on that. Still, as we talked, still the only team east of the Mississippi, the school from east of the Mississippi to win the College World Series.
Correct. Yep.
Part of that experience at the University of Michigan. Running, and ball will be down foul. Another chance here in the batter's box for Arante.
I was just going to say, all those schools east of Mississippi need to step up, get some wins, huh? Love to see it growing over there.
We were talking earlier. Did we get Tree on this one?
We did. So I'm wondering if the tree's in play. Poor kid. She looked like she had a beat on that, and all of a sudden it was like, it's in the trees.
That was her moment.
Ashley Wilson tracked it well. And yeah, I cut into your story, Jenny, because it looked like she was going to make a great catch. She would have, but for the pruning issue down the right field line. Here's a ground ball right side. Bobbled. Time, no. Arante will beat it out, and the bases are now loaded as the ground ball pops loose, and that'll load him up. So the Tree plays in there instead of a foul out. The Tree gives the at-bat back to Arante, and she gets her way on. Now, laying low on that, but Andrea Neswichenny playing second base. And the only reason I'm going to mention her, I give her credit. You saw in that camera shot, she said, and it seems like a simple thing, but it's not always that easy on a field of All-Americans. She said, my fault. And she took attention to herself on that ground ball. You know, as a coach, I guess that's all you can really look for. You know what you did, you'll get it. Don't worry about it. So I'll give Andrea the credit of knowing, hey, I'm not happy about it, but I'm part of this team here, and I better wear it. You talked about owning your pitches earlier, Michelle. I think you made that comment about, you know, every pitch you throw, you own. It's no different for these defenders. They're at this level. They know what they own.
I'd be willing to bet that almost every person on this field is the hardest critic on themselves. And as soon as they make an error, absolutely, they're going to step up. They're going to want to fix it, and they're going to want another ball coming at them right now. Give me the ball again so that I can make a better play.
1-2. That pitch stays down.
Chap Delane throwing that last pitch off speed in at 46 miles an hour. So she's bringing in her hard stuff at about 61. Gets that off speed or that changeup down at 46 miles an hour.
Malia Nelson, the batter, fouls it away. And Michelle, I believe it was Malia's mom you were talking to earlier. Is that correct? Malia Nelson from the Vienna Stars?
It sure was, of Virginia. She was loving the Florida weather down here. And just the fact that her daughter is getting to be out on the dirt this time of year. Early January. Most people are indoors.
Malia Nelson, one of an array of talented players on the field today, facing a 1-2 count. She'll chop it back to pitcher, and an escape, no runs allowed, although the bases got loaded. Will stay scoreless as we end the first inning here at the Rising Stars All-American Game.
We're just very proud of our athletic complex here. And we've not only been hosting softball, but we just recently hosted the Orange Bowl tennis tournament over at Frank Beltry Tennis Center with international, national stars. And then also we did the Orange Bowl Classic Soccer with over 6,000 players. So we're just very proud of what we have here with our recreational complex here in Plantation.
So nobody's busy in town, apparently. They're just all kind of hanging out. A lot of things going on. It sounds like you're working everybody.
Yes, yeah, but that's what we like. That's why Plantation was designed the way it was. Plantation was selected as one of the 100 best communities in the nation for young people. And this is the third year in a row that we've received that honor. So Plantation was designed like this, it was planned like this, and we have that hometown atmosphere here in Plantation.
Here is a base hit to start off the top of the second inning. A strong swing by Caitlyn Charlton, and she'll take second on the line drive single to lead off the top of two in the All-American Game. We'll keep Mayor Ben Dekovic with us throughout the course of this top of the second inning. Good look at our base hitting Caitlyn Charlton. That's fun, Michelle. Get up there, get your at-bat. Might be your only at-bat of this 30-plus person batting order, and to cash in like that, good memory.
Well, Caitlyn made it work, and she made a memory. Let's put it that way.
So that'll bring Kate Harris. Caitlyn, by the way, out at second base. She plays for Miami Stingrays. And there you see Kate Harris, TC Stars. Is the current batter. So Kate Harris out of Colorado. And she's down in Florida enjoying January in Plantation. Not playing quite like this in Colorado at this time of year, Diane. And it's been a great relationship, Rising Stars in the area here hosting this event. On the flip side, these players and the teams love coming down here. What do you think the key reasons for that are? Why do they want to be here?
I think Chamber of Commerce weather, wouldn't you?
That'll head up the list.
And maybe east to the beach. And I think, you know, the level of playing here and just the camaraderie, I just feel that brings the girls out too. I should say young ladies. I'm a former softball player. My mother had the first softball team here in Plantation. We didn't even have a field at that time.
Wow.
So, and then my niece was a collegiate player at Nova University and was an All-American. So we have followed girls softball and women's softball for a long time.
That's great. So you're definitely a softball family.
I am.
Big fan of that.
I'm a fan of it, and but they didn't do fast pitch when I was playing. We only did slow pitch. Yeah. And the equipment has improved tremendously, and the skill level has been raised up many notches. But I love coming out. I still come out and watch the girls softball playing.
Speaking of pitchers, Michelle Gosinski is the pitcher in this inning for the blue team of the All-Americans. And on the topic of pitching, Diane, you had a chance to do a little pitching here today before the game.
Well,
He went overhand. Fastball. Looked good. Michelle, what'd you think of that?
I think that's a strike.
There's a shot down the line. That's going to be, looks like extra bases in the first run of the game will score on doubles. Back-to-back doubles in the top of the second inning.
Hannah Smith from the Tampa Mustangs just drives that ball down the line. You see the way that this ball is going to get into the zone. It's an off speed. She keeps her weight back, drives that pitch into the field of play. That's just an outstanding look for Hannah Smith to get the first run across the board for the red team.
And not really correct that, not quite back-to-back. Kate Harris was sandwiched in between there with her at-bat. Caitlyn Charlton just came around to score the first run of this All-American game, and Hannah Smith, a strong swing, Michelle was talking about, has her team on top. A little bunt offering, but no go on it, strike call. Pitching in this top of the second, Michelle Gosinski, Leanne Spivey behind the plate. And there you see Christina Zimba, signed with UVA Wise for her college opportunity. And Michelle, our Mayor Diane Veltri-Bendekovic, she talked about her softball background, so you share more in common than maybe you knew when you showed up at the park today.
That's right. So maybe you'll get back into softball and I'll get into politics. No, just kidding.
No. I know my limitations. Maybe I should know my limitation in politics too.
No.
No.
Should never limit yourself.
Yeah, but no, when I played as an adult, I realized it was time for me to quit because we played in the summer leagues. And when the collegiate players would come home, they'd play in the summer leagues. And
this ball thrown away. The runner will be safe and move on to second. And the second run of the inning scores. Coming around, Hannah Smith will plate the run as she moves around on the infield effort by Christina Zimba, who put the defense in motion and got some work done. Now a meeting in the circle. And a look at that last play, Michelle.
Well, and this ball, just a slap that's going to get in that tricky spot for the second baseman. You have to charge that up. So it's really a foot race between the runner and the second baseman to make that play. An unfortunate error, and that's going to allow Hannah Smith to score for the second run for the red team. But that's just a tough play for Macy Christian, the second baseman. You probably have to charge that ball a little bit more.
Hey, one of your locals, Diane.
That's one of our Muscovy Ducks. One of our pesky.
Oh wait, that's on the I'm going to play in the game side of the fence. Looking to get a little time out here, Dave. Well, if nothing else, it's a smart PR duck getting itself on TV, national broadcast on CBS Sports Network. I think I'll make an appearance. Saw off to first base, and a flip. The out will be recorded on the ground ball hit by Kaylee Jovasta from the Florida Storm. There'll be a couple of outs now here in our top of the second inning. Well, you mentioned your political limitations, Diane. And I'd say probably not. Your father was Mayor of Plantation from 1975 to 1999, and now you're taking your round. And thank you for being willing to put that forth. I know communities need people who are willing to step in and lead and guide. And we thank you for joining us on the broadcast today as well. Enjoy the rest of the game. Thanks for throwing out that first pitch, too.
And thank you. And we appreciate the honor to host such a fine tournament like this in Plantation.
That's the Mayor of Plantation, Diane Veltri-Bendekovic. Here's a ball into the right center gap, and that's going to be potentially another double. It will be the third double of the inning as the red team swinging the bats here, and Brittany Husk takes her turn driving the ball into the outfield. Miami Stingrays, her team. Brittany Husk drives it.
Well, you see the way this ball is just going to be looped out into the outfield, and it's all about placement. She gets that into the gap. So another double, the third of the inning, as you mentioned, Thad. And this red team just capitalizing on being able to put the ball out on the green here. So Brittany Husk, just a good job of taking that pitch the opposite way into the right center gap.
A swing and a spray back by Elizabeth Burley. Elizabeth Burley was just featured in the Elite 12 championship game of Rising Stars, and now takes her turn on the All-American team. Virginia Tech is the next stop for Elizabeth Burley and her plans. Good pitch. And Burley couldn't do much with that, fouled it away. You can treat your team right with destination locations, Signature Memories, professional staff, youth teams, high school teams, and college teams. Get in the game at triplecrownsports.com. It's TripleCrownSports.com, the web address. Pitch just missed inside. Elizabeth Burley, the batter. Mentioned Virginia Tech. She's a 2013 grad, so Michelle, always nice when you can, well, certain personalities anyway, really enjoy getting that decision made early. She's a junior, but she's got her plan set. Really lets you sit back and swing like that. And that's gone. Home run, Elizabeth Burley. Yeah. And that almost left the 300-foot fence.
Yeah, Burley just muscled up on that ball, drives it out of the park. And absolutely what you were saying, Thad, it's so nice to be able to commit early sometimes for athletes to just take the pressure off them. And Burley, no pressure on her as she jumps on this pitch. Look at the location. It's a little sweet. So it's supposed to be on the outside corner. Look at the way Burley keeps her weight back and then explodes forward. So weight is back, a little bit of a negative move, and then just attacks the ball, gets it all the way down to that secondary fence. That is a huge hit. The red team jumping out for 5 runs here in the second inning.
And there's a happy dugout. Gold Coast Hurricanes have had quite a day. They trailed 5-2 into the top of the 7th inning of the Elite 12 championship game and then came back and won it. We've got a duck timeout on the field.
That's the second duck, actually. I don't even think that's the other duck. That was the first duck.
Now they're developing a multi-layered show for us here. A little wildlife in Florida. And our first base umpire, Tommy Dolan from Jupiter, Florida. He called time. Tommy Dolan, the first base umpire today. Here we've got Leanne Spivey, the catcher, trying to take care of the duck. She's got gear on, so that's probably the best person to send after the duck. Spivey, the catcher, herding. Oh, we got now we got
for the birds.
We got a split screen. Can we get Jenny Ritters out to get us an interview? Maybe Jenny can get a duck interview for us. There's the classic camera chase. And now, I do want to note, no ducks were harmed in the filming of this game. We're staying clear. We're just trying to keep them out of harm's way on the field.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I think we have clearance. We also, we do have one over that. The other one we were getting on our camera shot is out in left center. It's kind of trapped at the temp fence, the temporary fence out there.
Why don't you go out there and pick it up?
This is great. This is again January, and those are probably retired ducks that have moved down to the warm weather. They don't really worry about hanging out in the northern part of the country anymore. They just come here. Some intricate fence work. Oh, a little bait, a little grass bait.
Retired ducks, I like that. That's good. So at least it's not Peking duck.
Well, we're at the All-American game, and we knew we'd feature a lot of things we hadn't seen before. And
this is a first for me.
Have not seen this before. They've been around the field all day, and in fact, going back before the championship game that we broadcast, during the national anthem, a Florida bird dropped down and hit a fan and caused a little commotion. Here's a chance for the players to meet and greet in the dugout while we're waiting for this. Michelle, I'm just going to be honest. I know you keep working out, you're in shape. Your abs are in good shape, but you're hurting right now laughing, aren't you?
I am. This is the best ab workout ever, watching these ducks roll around the field. And the best part is watching everybody chase them and try and get them off the field. Oh.
And I am getting the news flash from our truck. And I mentioned earlier our thanks to our TV crew, but producer Jeff Graham, director Curtis Lorenz just did verify for us. They reported that this is the most extensive duck coverage ever seen on a live sports broadcast. So they're proud to be part of that. We'll submit for the Emmy. Well, Michelle, the wildlife herding continues. And it looks like, I think in left field there, we've got, it should be Jordan Lafave, I believe, is playing this inning. Yep, she's in left field, Jordan Lafave. And she picked up extra duty, something else to add to the resume. And we think we've got the area secured.
The ducks are off the pond.
Somebody had, yep. It was time. It was time.
Had to pull that one out.
All right, so for Michelle Gosinski, the pitcher, maybe a little bit of comic relief. Let her reset and finish off this inning. Ashley Wilson, the batter from Wagner's Kipple, the team. Ashley at bat. And Gosinski trying to put an end to this. A big outburst here for the All-American red team with 5 runs in the inning. And you're brilliant because the ducks are off the pond. I had to remind myself the bases are empty, as you can see on your screen. So we've got a clear slate. Talked about Tommy Dolan, the first place umpire there behind the plate. You see Alan Friedman from Fort Lauderdale. He's the home plate umpire today. Calls a strike on that pitch. Down at third base, there's a look at Alan Friedman. Third base is Roger Bloat from Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Thanks to Roger for coming out today. And we mentioned Tommy Dolan from Jupiter on the first base side. This ball hit well. Center field will drop in for a single. Another solid swing. And Ashley Wilson has the hit. And that is the 5th hit of the inning. 3 doubles. A home run by Elizabeth Burley, and that single by Ashley Wilson.
Now batting from
So again, Tommy Dolan, Roger Bloat, Alan Freeman, the umpires today, and we appreciate the efforts not only of this crew featured in our TV game, but umpires at the Rising Stars event. Many fields in action here this week. Takes a lot of people to support that. Here's a ground ball and a beat out on the throw. Runner trying to go around to third, and she will be thrown out. So they hustle down the line, safe for Christian McCone, but Ashley Wilson is thrown out, going first to third on that infield ground ball. 5 runs in the inning for the All-American Red team, and it was explosive with doubles and home runs flying around the park here in the top of 2. That home run flies out of the park from Elizabeth Burley, and then a little disruption.
Great. Well, congratulations to you and to SIUE. Fab, back to you in the booth.
Nice work over there, Jenny. Great story from Jordan Lafave. The accidental or misaddressed recruiting video send pays off. I hadn't thought of recommending that before, but maybe that'll become a popular recommendation. Just mail it to somebody and see what happens. I guess you got to be pretty good though, and I'm sure Jordan Lafave, the video might have gone to the wrong address, but it had to be it had to look good to be able to get yourself that opportunity.
It had to be impressive.
And Jordan Lafave, congratulations on your college opportunity at SIUE. That's Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville.
Now batting number 11, Macy Stauffer.
Macy Stauffer from the TC Stars out of Colorado, the batter. Macy, well, we're hoping actually right now, if possible, if we can dial up a couple of photos Macy shared with us. Macy's career interest, she'd like to own her own photography business someday, and so we asked Macy to maybe share a couple of those photos with us. We'll see if we can dial those in for us. As Macy gets her at bat here in the All-American game. Jordan Lafave, who just talked with Jenny Ritter, like to be a forensic psychologist. I love looking at the career interests of these players. The sky's the limit for our group today. There's a strike 3 delivery. The pitch from Hannah Lawyer. And that's a strikeout. First out of the inning. Well, we mentioned we were going to add to our TV crew, and we're doing that right now. And we're not kidding. She's actually wearing her catcher's gear, too. Sierra Erie from the Florida Storm is taking a round on. And there you go. There's her shot right there. Sierra got that look for us as this pitch sails over the head of the catcher. Katie Falcon will grab it back. Sierra Erie, Florida Storm. She's a junior now, a 2013 grad. Will be Sierra. Paxton High School in Jacksonville is where she goes. And Sierra told me the story about her interest in TV production, and that's part of why she ended up on the camera. Here, let's take a look at Sierra's work while we're talking about her. There's her shot in your lower part of your screen, and that's her doing her work. Sierra Erie, Paxton High School. They have a career academy at that high school. High schoolers declare a major, and she declared TV production and said that's something she'd like to get into. Has done a fair amount of that at the school. So a chance here to pad the resume on CBS Sports Network. Sierra also mentioned she plays guitar since she was 10 years old. Would either like to go into music production, TV production. She does some youth counseling in Jacksonville and said she'd like to learn how to use music to help other people is one of her aspirations. As we get a strikeout on the batter, so a couple of Ks recorded here as they're recorded by Sierra Erie on camera. 2 strikeouts in 2 batters.
Now batting
for the pitcher, Hannah Lawyer.
Opponents, number 88, Paige Knusman.
Swing on the first pitch, fouled away for the blue All-American team's 3rd batter of the inning. Now we got a righty in the box, so that'll let Sierra Erie get the front side shot of the batter, Paige Knusman. And Paige from Easton, Maryland, Severna Park Hornets Gold, her team. Dad Kevin made the trip with her down to Florida to enjoy this Rising Stars event. Paige will get to see another pitch on that 0-2 count. That ball sails away. 1-2 now with 2 outs. Paige told me a story about her dad Kevin, who made the trip. He came here showing his commitment to follow his daughter's efforts, and when she was born, her dad Kevin was a Maryland State police officer, and he went to court to get the right to stay home with his daughter and help raise her. So congratulations, Dad, on your commitment. Paige wraps up our inning there. The 3rd out, 3 strikeouts as we get our shot from Sierra Erie of our pitcher, Hannah Lawyer. 3 Ks in the inning. Back with more after a break. So it's Hannah Burmeister to bat for the All-American Red team. We'll see some information on Hannah. Longwood University on tap for her. For the All-American Blue team, playing defense this inning. It's started out there by Michaela Whitney, the pitcher. Whitney in the circle, pitching to Lindsey Hagberg. Hagberg behind the plate. Sarah Angulo at first this inning. Malia Nelson at second. Valerie Cassell will play third. Mackenzie Obert shortstop. And in the outfield, it's Alex Freelou. Center field, Nicole Mchenry. And right field, Melanie Slawinski. Good pitch, gets in on the hands, picked up, scooped nicely over at first base, and the out recorded. Sarah Angulo picked it up out of the dirt. Pickup and delivery by Valerie Cassell, who gets the job done. Nice to know that you, even though you don't know who's over there, you can figure your first baseman's probably got some skills, and so Valerie just got it in the vicinity, and the rest of the work was handled there by Sarah Angulo.
Hey, you kind of hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of blind trust here, if you will. You know, trusting that those defense behind you, if you're a pitcher, or, you know, the first baseman has the skills that are necessary to help you win the game.
And Hannah Burmeister in the box. An illegal pitch call is the outcome. I was looking down at something else, and so that play was made dead before all that happened. But you still, Angulo still gets credit for the scoop over there, even though it didn't go in the books. You make note of that. She's able to pick it. So illegal pitch was the call, and now Hannah Burmeister with another life fouls this one away and has a 2-2 count. Wichita Mustangs. See that Mustang softball on the front of the shirt of the pitcher Michaela Whitney. Mustangs made the trip here in October also, the Wichita Mustangs did, so they're committed to getting out, getting exposed, and also finding warm weather climates to keep playing with that frequency model to help build the skills. Very well put together program, Wichita Mustangs. And congratulations to Michaela Whitney on drawing a pitching assignment in the All-American game. Hannah Burmeister continues to battle with that 2-2 count. And there's a great change of pace in the strikeout. And Burmeister a tough out, but finally goes down.
That's exactly what you want to do. You got somebody that's battling you hard on your fast speed. You go and you slow it up. Holy cow, Hannah didn't know what to do. It was one of those, I've timed it, I've seen enough pitches, I've taken my time. Oh, pulled the string on it, and you're done. But very nice at bat again. Not hurt the outcome that she wanted, but a very good battle.
That ball's called dead. It stayed fair, but it hit the batter on the way out of the box. Alexandra Ortiz is the batter, and Michelle Smith picking up some stories for us at the dugout.
Thanks, Thad. Well, I'm here with Hannah. And Hannah, I hear you're a pretty patriotic young lady.
Yes, both of my parents serve in the military.
And the unique part is that your mom was shipped overseas when on February of 2011?
Mm-hmm. And she returns this month, or next month. So I'm excited. She's gone for a year.
Gone for a year. Okay, so tell us, what does that feel like knowing that your mom's going to be back in a month after having not seen her for a year?
I mean, she's been deployed before, and so has my dad, but it's kind of like overwhelming in a way because you just have to like adjust to both parents. But I'm excited because, I mean, me and my mom, she's like my best friend, so.
Well, and for a lot of us common folk, your parents would be considered heroes. How does that make you feel?
I actually have written a paper about it, but I actually consider both my parents as heroes, so I mean, it makes me proud. So.
Well, there you go, Hannah. Congratulations on your career, but also your parents, and her parents are the true Olympic gold medalists of our country.
Thanks, Hannah. Have a great time in the game today. Thank you, Michelle, Joseph, and Marcia Burmeister, the parents. Marcia deployed, returning in about a month, as you heard Hannah tell us. And our thanks to all the men and women of our armed forces for doing what you do. Thanks to Joseph and Marcia Burmeister for their commitment, both in the Navy, and their son Ryan, that's Hannah's older brother. She has a younger brother named Trenton, but Ryan Burmeister, 19 years old, in ROTC at Virginia Tech right now, wants to apply for the Naval Academy. So the whole family got it surrounded and helping us all have a little better way of living. Ashley Leone in the batter's box with 2 outs now after Alexandra Ortiz was retired. And Leone tries to put one down and get down the line, but she'll come back after the foul ball. Andrea Neswichenny on deck. Haven't met before, but I'll grab your bat for you from the Florida Storm. Neswichenny, Miami Stingrays. Ashley Leone was the one who just tried to lay that down. So a little friendly teammate work for a brand new teammate in this All-American game. Michaela Whitney and Lindsay Hagberg working the battery. That one will miss on a 1-1 count, make it 2-1 now. Jenny, we saw a bunt attempt moments ago. The coaches in this game, we'll talk a little bit more about our coaches today, but they're college coaches here to help out with the game. This pitch is fouled away. Strategically here, coaches don't know the players. Players don't really know each other very well. Anything being called by the coaches out there, or is it you just open the game up?
You know, without speaking with them, I wouldn't necessarily know, but I would think that what they're going through is making sure that the lineup is in order, that the players know what they're doing, that they can give some little hitting pointers as need be from third base. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of bunt calls. I think if there is a bunt, that's going to be a player who's chosen to either sacrifice or drop a bunt. In this situation, we have a quick runner, so that bunt, she could beat it out for a hit. So she's bunting for a hit, not a sacrifice. Of course, there's nobody on base.
Top of the third, 2 outs, 3-2 count. And that ball is driven through the infield. Shortstop playing in tight, and that ball will be too hot to handle. Ashley Leone reaches base after knocking it by Mackenzie Obert, and it'll keep the inning alive.
Now batting from the Florida Storm goal.
Obviously, the infield is in a little bit because you have a slapper. Very solid hit. That's one of the things when you have slappers, they can try to hit for power. It was close to the shortstop, but just under her glove, just too quick for her.
So that'll bring Neswichenny to the plate. She'll get her chance with a runner on. Andrea watches her teammate go for the steal, and she'll have it. Good slide to the outfield side of the bag, and in safely, Ashley Leone.
Ashley Leone has some pretty decent speed. She was going immediately. This is something that a coach would have called from third base to show the speed of her.
Good point. Coaches help showcase some of the talents. This ball is dropped in front of the plate, and it will be picked up. The out-recorded Michaela Whitney grabs it and will retire the batter, Andrea Neswichenny, to end the top of the third inning. Love it when you have somebody over there who's going to save you an out now and then. Part of the reason we picked up that story was Brooke had told us that one of her favorite things about sports is digging a ball and saving a run from scoring, like in a 2-out situation where you pick one, instead of letting the error go and the run score, you take one off the board. You pitchers stand behind that 100%.
Of course. I love it when you find players that thrive in pressured situations, and that's exactly what she said she likes to do. Runners in the scoring position, I want the ball to come to me, even if it's a bad throw. Throw it at me because I'm good enough to block it, to dig it.
And Brooke Holcomb, when we asked her if she'd be interested in doing a little dig demo, young players watching, she said, yeah, I'd be happy to pass along some things I've learned. And, sorry, our microphone was cutting out just a little bit there, but one big point she made about handling the ball at first base is not to commit too soon. You got to wait and see where the throw's going before you start to make any movement. That's a key to that the whole mechanics of being able to save some bad throws.
Right, of course. You have to be in the right position. If you stretch too soon, your range of motion isn't as good. So there's a lot of tiny mechanics, especially at first base, that you might not notice if you're just watching the game, but there's a lot of tiny little things that you have to pay attention to, which makes a good first baseman.
Alex Freelou of the Wichita Mustangs is in the box, and she is a strikeout victim on the leadoff at-bat of the third for the blue team.
Now batting
great pitch here, that screwball coming on that outside corner. It's one of those pitches where it has enough movement that when the bat comes through, it moves away from the bat. Nice pitch.
That will bring Jordan Lafave to the plate. We got a chance to talk to Jordan a minute ago. Jenny chatted with her a little bit about her recruiting story. of the sending to the wrong school and having it pay off. Now Jordan will bat.
It's a good point to make from Jordan is you know, obviously she wasn't looking at SIU Edwardsville, and it worked out well for her. But when you're sending out videos, send it places that you might not have considered, because you never know who's interested in what they need. So don't always just send it to the schools you're dead set on going to, because they might have already recruited everybody. You want to send it and give yourself the best opportunity to be recruited.
Caitlyn Charlton grabs the pop-up for the out, 2 down. Louisville Slugger, a national partner of Triple Crown Sports. Intimidate at the plate with Louisville Slugger, TPS brand, slugger.com. Thank you, Louisville Slugger, for your ongoing support of Triple Crown events and this Triple Crown Rising Stars showcase. A couple outs now. Alex Freelou struck out. Jordan Lafave popped up, and now Taylor Tribe from California crosses the country to play in Rising Stars. Taylor of the SoCal Magic taking her at bat. And the pitcher from the Texas Impact Gold, Kaylee Garner. There's a good look at Kaylee Garner, who was with us for our championship game of the Elite 12. And Kaylee, a talented pitcher, a junior. And she will sandwich a couple of strikeouts, the bread around a pop-up to short. Great inning for Kaylee Garner. Does good work. Travel around so much, you know, it might not be a place you'd recognize. You'll recognize Florida. And so when you see that on your screen, they sort of just wave the flag of their home state in a lot of cases when they go out on the showcase trail. Pitch number 1 is a strike to Brooke Holcomb. Leading off for the All-American Red team. They have this 5-0 lead. All of those runs scored in the second inning. And that pitch, Brooke doubles over to take a look at. That'll end up as a ball. Brooke Holcomb out of North Carolina just helped us out with our dig demo. And now she'll take an at-bat. Paige Kowalski is pitching, and she is aiming at Rebecca Shipper, the catcher behind the plate. Talked about Rebecca earlier, mentioned that her town in Delaware she calls the center of the universe and wants to major in something nerdy. She's a sophomore as Shipper, getting a great chance to showcase here with, for the most part, older players. And right there, as we talk about her, good work to drop and block even with nobody on. The ball hopped up and got off her shoulder, but you saw Shipper do some fundamental work there. As soon as she saw the down angle, she dropped to the bury position.
Oh, it's so important for catchers to get in the habit of doing that every single ball that is in the dirt. Doesn't matter if there's runners on base or not, or even if it's at practice. Because if you get a little bit lazy in that position, it's easy for the ball to consistently get behind you. If the ball gets behind you as a catcher, it's going to be tough for the coach to put you in that position.
Strikeout. Kowalski gets one. And speaking of strikeouts, let's join Jenny Ritter.
Thanks, Thad. I'm here with Kaylee Garner, who just had 2 strikeouts and a pop-up in the last inning. Kaylee, tell me about this All-American game, what it means to you.
This is great. My pitching coach, Tim, he's helped me along the way, and this is all for him. Everything I've done is for him.
And he's obviously a very important person. You tell us about him a little bit.
He's been my pitching coach since I was 12, and he means so much more than just a pitching coach to me. He's taught me so many great lessons, just to fight against all odds.
And her pitching coach is Tim Timmons out in the Texas area. He was diagnosed with leukemia. He's struggling, he's fighting, but we're thinking about him. Do you have anything to say to him?
Love you, Tim. Keep on fighting, don't give up. I don't care what people say. Trust in God, he'll help you.
Hey, our prayers are with you, Tim. You did good with this one. Thanks for all you do. We appreciate it. Back to you, Thad.
Thank you, Jenny. Kaylee Garner, talked to her earlier this week, and she said she'd appreciate it if we gave a shout out to her pitching coach. And I said, would you like to do it? And she said, absolutely. Thank you so much. I'd love to be able to send a message back home in Texas as Tim Timmons battles leukemia. It's been a 2-year battle. He's been coaching on the pitching coach duties with Kaylee since she was 12 years old. And she actually told a story, did Kaylee. She was kind of telling me about how she got into pitching when she first, her first sort of round of interest in that, and really, explained to us that her pitching coach Tim Timmons was really the one who pulled her deeper into it, taught her as we talked about in our previous game with the Texas Impact Gold, Kaylee's team playing. We mentioned the spins not speed topic that Kaylee said has been so important for her, valuable for her as a pitcher strategically. This ball will be bounced in the dirt and will fall cleanly to the ground, or at least cleanly for the runner to reach. And so Katie Mandigo has first base with 1 out. Here's a look at that last ground ball.
We're going to see this ball is going to be a short hop in the dirt, and it's just going to come off the heel of the glove just a little bit. So when that ball pops off, the glove of Susan
Swaneke over there.
So Swaneke, a nice effort, but that ball just a little bit off the heel, and instead of getting her in the web.
Swaneke, a good effort on that. You know, Suzanne demonstrated some of those dig demo topics that Brooke Holcomb showed us. Did a good job of waiting for the release of the ball to commit to the spot, but that one just ate her up. Tough bounce coming out in front of her. There's a single, drop down, and so now the momentum starting. Christina Gillis with the hit.
And McGillis is going to get a pitch low and inside. Look at the way she's going to drop her hands, go down to contact, gets that head down, continues her swing through, and puts that ball out on the green.
So we have 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. The red All-American team with 5 runs and a couple of runners on, threatening to add to that big lead. We will play a full 7-inning game. Even if the home team would be ahead in the bottom of the 7th, it will be played because it's a showcase event. Want to make sure every player gets their chance to showcase in the spot they were set up for. So they've all got, inning by inning, got a chance to go out and show what they have on the diamond. So it'll be a full 7 today. I want to cap off, and Jenny Ritter has rejoined us now at our broadcast booth after spending a couple of moments with Kaylee Garner. And you know, Kaylee went out, got a strikeout, a pop-up, and a strikeout, performed excellently. You can obviously see it's a very emotional time for the Garners, and Kaylee told me a story this week when I called her to ask if she'd be interested in giving the shout out herself. She said, thank you, that'd be great, I'd love to do it. Obviously a tough moment for Kaylee, but you know, she came through. She's got a lot of weight on her shoulders, and she just pitched 3 up, 3 down, including 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, and I think, you know, sometimes you have somebody that you want to so badly perform for and do so well for that you go out there and you perform better. You dig deep within inside yourself and find a way to get outs. And obviously, you know, Tim Timmons, her pitching coach, has taught her some good technique and allowed her to get those strikeouts. I mean, I thank him for giving back to the girls and teaching what he knows.
And obviously no small part of her opportunity. Tim Timmons has been a big piece of the puzzle to help Kaylee, who is a junior, but she's already got plans to play at Texas State in San Marcos. And so the work has been both well worth it and fruitful. And congratulations to Kaylee on that college opportunity, and thanks to not only Tim Timmons, her coach, but all the coaches who spend their time. As Jenny said, it's a big deal to spend a little time with somebody helping them get better. Here's a ground ball, 6-3, the put out. Good handle over at first base on the adjustment to the incoming throw. Suzanne Swaneke stayed with it. Shortstop Joelle Arante picked it up and made the throw. 6-3 on that out for the 2nd out of the top of the 4th inning. And we've got one of our performers today as part of our doubleheader who's already had some fun on TV. Erin Shireman hit a 2-run home run in the Elite 12 bracket championship game. Shireman went deep in that game, and now representing the Texas Impact Gold, Shireman has a chance to hit here with a teammate at 3rd and a teammate at 2nd. A couple of runners on, and here's a look at that earlier Shireman home run.
Just a great swing and a great pitch. It was a pitch right down the middle a little bit, but she connected with it. Good, solid, loose swing, and went right back up the middle. You can't ask for more than that on a home run.
And Shireman gets a strong swing on this ball, but played well. Ball in the dirt and picked out again. Good work at first base this inning by Suzanne Swaneke, and good pickup by Joelle Arante. A rocket, and she handles it.
You can call the game as such.
So the TC Stars of Colorado, they have their pitcher Lauren Murphy Payne. Lauren Murphy Payne is the name of our current pitcher, and she has that advantage where her catcher happens to know the hitter pretty well, even though Lauren doesn't really know her that well. We'll see how this at-bat plays out, and while we do that, let's check in with Michelle Smith.
Well, thank you, Thad. I appreciate that. We talk a lot about softball and we talk about family, and the Triple Crown Stars, a program out of Colorado everybody knows very well, had some events that happened this fall that actually were a little bit scary, kind of involved the family of softball. Joined along with Stephanie Clover, Erica, a couple of the players here. Stephanie, tell us about what happened on I-70 just outside of Denver.
Sure. We were on our way back from a tournament, and unfortunately one of our tires blew, and we had 2 vans. The front van rolled 3 times into the ditch, and then the second van was following us, and they pulled over. They were there to take care of us. So we had a pretty bad accident, and we're just really, really thankful that everybody's healing and alive. Mm-hmm.
So it was 2 coaches, yourself and Erica, and you had 5 players. A couple of those players are not able to play yet. A couple of them are actually here playing. How does that feel?
Well, like I said, I mean, it just feels good that everybody's healable and we're all here today because it was that bad of an accident. But I think it's hard for the girls to be sitting here watching their teammates play when they wish to be out there. But again, we're real thankful to be here.
And Brittany, how has this impacted your life? I always talk about softball is what we do. It's not who we are. Tell me emotionally how this has impacted you.
It's made me really treasure the small things in life, like family and friends, and just don't take anything for granted. Live every day like it's your last. It's made me enjoy my life a lot more, at least.
Well, that's absolutely correct. And Kayla, what about you, hon?
Pretty much the same thing. It's just you hug your family a little bit tighter every time you leave, and everything's a little bit more special, and you appreciate things in life a lot more.
And Erica, what about as a coach? I mean, what was it like after the accident was just initially over, looking over and seeing 5 of your players?
It was really scary. I mean, the coaches were supposed to protect the girls and everything, and it's really hard seeing them on the ground and hurt, and having them see you on the ground hurt, because you're supposed to be the tough ones, and you can't be by their side and comfort them through this. So it was pretty hard. So.
Well, I think it's outstanding that you're all here supporting each other, and that your program is like a family. I know that Dave. Everybody involved with Triple Crown has just been outstanding, a huge part of softball. So it's always an honor for me to come out and be involved with you guys. But thank you for all you do for softball and what you represent to us.
So we'd just like to say it's absolutely overwhelming. The softball community that we have out there in the United States has been absolutely amazing, and we're very overwhelmed, and we feel so blessed to have had everybody out there pulling for us.
All right, well, an outstanding story, and we'll throw it back to Thad and Jenny.
Thank you, Michelle. And you saw those photos during the course of that conversation. Based on the photos, pretty cool that we're standing there talking to the folks involved in that rollover accident on I-70 in Kansas, coming back from the Wichita Mustangs indoor tournament. TC Stars, that van accident. Here's a ball hit hard to left, but it's pulled foul as the Washington Lady Hawks have Devin Larson batting right now. Thanks to Michelle for gathering up that story. And well, I'm going to confirm this, but I heard in my ear that foul ball might have hit the TV truck, which is about, half a mile away. Good strong swing by Devin Larson with 2 on and 1 out. And a strike 3 call outside part of the plate. Larson will go down on the strike.
Now batting from Northern Ohio.
Look at this pitch here, just on the outside corner. But again, a good frame. And again, if umpires are going to give you that outside corner, you take it. You don't bring it any further in. You move as far out as you can.
And an advantage count for the pitcher, so use all the zone you can, and even a little more than the zone if you can. When he got, I think that was an 0-2 pitch, if I remember right, that flew in and made use of a slightly larger zone on the 0-2. Lauren Murphy-Payne, good work of getting that strikeout. Erin Shireman handled it well behind the plate to give the umpire a nice look. Does it again to earn the strike.
Again, yeah, same pitch, same call. I'd say, keep throwing it there over and over again. If that's the place and they're not swinging at it because they think it's too far outside, but it's a strike, then you keep throwing it there.
So Mackenzie Kerpeck and Courtney Bogan on base here in this inning for the blue All-American team. Emily Griggs grounded out. Griggs, part of that Wichita Mustangs team that hosted the indoor tournament that the TC Stars were driving back from when their van tire blew out, and had a chance to chat with Emily also as we prepared for this game. And another impressive young player, Devin Larson from the Washington Lady Hawks, no different. Devin, a fun story. And now it's Lauren Gambone batting. Lauren of Northern Ohio softball. Emily Griggs has quite a story about her last couple of months too. We'll try to catch up with Emily during the course of our game today. Emily, just a sophomore, 15 years old, as her teammate Lauren Gambone draws the walk, and that will load the bases. So talk about a chance to make a memory here in an All-American game on TV. A bases loaded opportunity for Lindsey Wilcox, headed to Georgia Southern for her college days. And she'll put this one down the third baseline, stays fair, picked up and put away. So Lauren Murphy-Payne fights her way through the inning and keeps it clean. No runs for the blue team. At the end of the fourth inning, it's 5-0 All-American Red. Leadoff at bat in the inning will be Sierra Erie, who has already worked hard in this game, running our first base camera earlier in the game, taking a turn with the TV crew. Now she'll pick up the bat. Seems equally comfortable with either instrument. Sierra Erie of Florida Storm. She's Jacksonville based. And her teammate is pitching to her. So how's that for something different? Teammate versus teammate in the All-American game.
That's right. A little bit of a challenge.
Sierra Erie looking at a 2-2 pitch. And it's strike three. Sydney Wright wins the battle, leading off the top of the fifth. And not only a pitcher, Sydney Wright, she can swing the bat a little bit. Played here in the October Rising Stars, the All-American game.
And look, she takes a pitch on the outside corner and just stays on that back foot, drives it over the right center fence. And that's a player after my own heart, a pitcher that can hit.
That is not a bad combo to be capable of. And Sydney Wright very capable with the bat. She is scheduled to bat down toward the bottom of the order for her blue team this All-American game. Sydney, a junior, 16 years old. Good look at her right there. And Sydney hit that home run, 3-run home run to break a tie in the All-American game a couple of months ago right here at this same Rising Stars event. This throw will fly away. Not sure if that got into the sun. There's a tough sun angle over there toward first. Runner's going to try to get to third and will. So on the error, all the way to third base on the infield ground ball, Katie Falcon for the Miami Stingrays. And we got Jenny Ritter out working the grass and the pavement for us. Jenny.
Number 18, Amy Simanowski.
Amy, we want to talk a little bit about your recruiting visit. Talk about some of the things that you went through before committing to University of Virginia.
Prior to committing, it definitely was a lot of emailing back and forth. I actually went out to a camp. Actually, I believe 2 visits up to University of Virginia. And I talked to the coach numerous times. And I made a few phone calls to, I talked to some of the girls that are up there now.
Okay, and once you talked to them, was it immediate? Did you commit it right away, or what was the process?
Actually, it's a little bit interesting. I talked to the coaches a little bit before December, and I didn't hear from them for about 2-3 months. They were busy a season, getting ready, and out of nowhere in March, I called the coach and I verbaled, and that was that.
And you verbal, congratulations. Tell me, you went on your unofficial visit, or your official visit already?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what that was like. For those of us who are still getting recruited, what was that like?
Like the official visit, they take you out to dinner. They show you the all around. You meet with the girls. You go to a football game or some event. I actually went to not only a football game but a girls basketball game, and they show you the nice parts about the school as well as the softball facilities.
Cool, cool. Well, congratulations again and good luck to you. Back to you, Thad.
Base hit as we send it back to us after talking to Amy Chap Delane, and that will score the run. Jessica Cummings on the double. And the run knocked in.
Now batting
Jessica Cummings is going to get this pitch off speed down in the zone, and she just stays back, drives that into the gap. Going to get that to fall onto the green. Little bit of a hop off the grass. It's going to allow her to move up to second base, but that RBI double is going to put another run up on the board for the red team. They're up 6-0.
6-0. Red has the lead, and Jessica Cummings cashes in after Katie Falcon got aboard, and it looked like sunlight was part of the issue on that ball that Falcon hit. There's a tough sunset angle across the diamond, third to first. And Sydney Wright fielded the ball, threw it across, and like Macy Stauffer might have had a couple of eyes full of sunshine. So Cummings makes that pay off for the All-American Red squad. Jenny Sitlow is in the batter's box from Team Florida. Jenny and her team part of the Elite 12 bracket here, an honor to be part of that with over 120 teams in attendance. 12 of those teams selected for the Elite 12 bracket, considered to be some of the top talent from across the country. And Jenny drives this ball to the left center gap and just shy of a home run, bounces off the fence and kicks back in. Sitlow with a double, so back-to-back doubles for Cummings and Sitlow, and more offense for the red team.
Now batting from the Wichita Mustangs, number 45.
Sitlow is going to sit on this pitch. Look at the way she's going to attack the ball. Head stays down. A lot of pop and power. Ball to drop off the bottom part of the fence and roll back into the field. This red team really showing that they can swing a heavy bat.
Brittany Finney of Wichita Mustangs now in 7-0. 2 outs, top of the 5th. No run rules in the All-American game. Again, want to make sure each of the players will have the chance to be showcased as per the pre-game defensive grid and the batting order. And now's the time for Brittany Finney to take a swing, and she's got another gap ball. Finney thinks about 2, will go for 2, and is going to have it as the throw comes through the infield. Run scores. Jenny Sitlow comes around, and the red team has had all the offense today. Big sticks.
Now batting from the TC Stars, number 12, Lauren Murphy Payne.
There, she tended to run just to third base and not exactly in the angle of the ball.
So another runner out at second base, and Lauren Murphy Payne will swing, and she floats this one. That's going to drop over the second baseman's head. Play at the plate, throw coming from right, cut off, and the run scores. Brittany Finney quickly around as Lauren Murphy Payne lobbed one out into right field. Murphy Payne, who just pitched, now batting the pitcher portion of the batting order, and Lauren Murphy Payne pays off on offense too. And that brings Kaylee Garner up to the plate, and Kaylee has been our friend today in both games. Seen a lot of Kaylee today in the championship game. Congratulations to the Texas Impact Gold, second place in that Elite 12 bracket at Rising Stars. Pretty big deal. And Kaylee Garner will take an at-bat, her pitching effort today, Kaylee, and we talked to her about pitching coach and her experience through these years, and both within and beyond the game. Kaylee had a great pitching inning, couple strikeouts and a pop up to short. That ball is fouled off of her own foot. And we'll try again, 0-2. Sydney Wright looking to close out this top of the 5th, and she will. Got the strikeout. So Sydney Wright finishes it off on a good note, and we've got a 9-0 lead for the All-American Red team from Rising Stars in Plantation, Florida on CBS Sports Network. You do play-by-play, but you can hit, and so we'll talk about that. Jenny, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you.
We'll have Jenny Sitlow join us during the course of this inning. We are in the bottom of the 5th. All-American Red team 9 and the blue team 0. And the chance here for the blue team to carve their way back with 4 runs just now in the top of the 5th. And part of that generated by this.
And you can see the way that Sitlow, who is sitting right next to me here in the booth, gets all into this ball. She lets it get deep into her hands, drives it up against the base of the fence. And Jenny, you got to tell me, what were you thinking about on that ball?
I was hoping I was going to hit it, just telling myself that I can hit it. And then when I got it, just go.
Morgan Litchfield is leading off for the blue team. Morgan Litchfield of Newtown Rock Gold. And the next couple of batters after Morgan's at-bat, Jenny Sitlow is going to take the keys to this car and call the play-by-play. But first, Morgan Litchfield's at-bat. You see that rock on her shirt, Newtown Rock, a great program out of Pennsylvania. A lot of great players on the map. Here's a ball lifted, and Litchfield will pop up to short. That one hung around a little bit and will bounce out of the glove. And so Litchfield is going to take first base. And with that, for the blue team, that will get the first runner on. And that will bring to the plate Hannah Tavik. Hannah Tavik at the plate. And at this point, Jenny Sitlow, I know you have a career interest in sports broadcasting, so you know what? Now's your time. Have at it.
Well. All right.
Location of that pitch?
No, I didn't watch it.
On the outside corner. Well, so at this angle, we're going to take a look at the screen here. It's a little bit easier to see the pitch.
It's a high pitch.
Popped up, drifting, and wow, the second drop pop of the inning, and that's going to turn into a force out at second base. So one away.
Now the defense has the presence of mind on that one to make sure that they look for the out, so they don't get the primary out, but after the ball drops, they're going to go and get the out at second base. So very fortunate for the defense.
Now batting number 16.
We have Kelsey Sanchez up, playing for Team Florida.
Ah, familiar?
Familiar.
Tell us about Kelsey's at bat as she goes through it here.
It was a nice, I think, inside pitch. Oh, line drive, right field.
And a solid base hit for your teammate, Jenny Sitlow, with us on the broadcast for the All-American Game at Rising Stars. And Kelsey Sanchez has a swing. You play with her. What do you know about Kelsey offensively? What's her game?
Number 29.
Very good. She's a home run hitter, actually. She's a very good hitter.
Powerful swing, Michelle. Based on the assessment of a home run hitter, you could see that in that swing.
Yes. Tell us why. Does she stay on her back leg good? Does her hands quick?
Yeah, her hands are really quick.
Okay, very good. What does she like to hit?
She likes outside.
Yeah.
She does not like the inside pitch.
And we're going to take a note. It does not like it.
Sarah Angulo is the batter. Angulo to third base, and that will create a force opportunity and a throw across. Almost picked out, but that ball in the dirt will end up with just one out recorded on the fielder's choice. And so the inning trying to get out of this one quickly in the bottom of the fifth. The blue team needs runs, but it's Brittany Finney out there for the Wichita Mustangs who's pitching. And Sports Connection, Suzanne Swaneke, the batter. There's a ball. Swaneke has a 1-0 count. Jenny, you're scheduled for more activity in this game, right? We just saw you hit a double and drive in a run and then score a run yourself, but you're not done yet tonight, are you?
Nope. Pitching next inning.
Pitching next inning?
Yes.
Well, glad you stopped by so we know what's going on next. There's so much happening here. A lot of players, full dugouts, defensive assignments changing every inning. And so you're pitching the next one after Brittany Finney, who's pitching right now for your red team. You've got a 9-0 lead. So what's the approach with a 9-0 lead?
Take it easy, but still focus. Still work hard.
Nice. I like it. What's your best pitch? What should we look for?
Curveball.
Curveball. All right. We'll be looking forward to calling that pitch.
Now, yeah, depending who's due up next, they wonder if their families are at home texting them if they're due up next inning going, oh, watch out for the curveball.
My luck, probably.
It's all right. I don't think they'll get the information quite in time. They're not.
Well,
I'm looking at their dugout. They're not looking at their cell phone. So you'll pitch next inning. And I want to ask you a question about sort of the experience in just a second here, just about what this game has felt like for a player. Lindsey Hagberg, you see there on your screen. Lindsey is our current batter out of Tampa. Would like to be a nuclear engineer. Okay, I'll leave that to her. I don't think I'm qualified. Glad there are other people to fill that job in the world. But Jenny Sitlow with us on the broadcast. Thad Anderson, Michelle Smith with you on CBS Sports Network. And Jenny, this experience of being in the dugout with this combination of 30-plus players, what's it been like in the dugout?
Amazing. You get to meet so many new people from all over the place. Make a lot of new friends. It's great competition.
Do you have a plan for ways to keep in touch? I mean, are people exchanging cell phone numbers in there or Facebook accounts?
Not yet, but I'm sure we will after.
Happen after the game?
Not yet.
That's a great opportunity to get in and spend a little time with other players who have worked hard and earned their way onto this All-American roster. Congratulations to you, Jenny, on this opportunity.
Thank you.
Ball in the dirt is kept in front by Hannah Smith, the catcher for the All-American Red Team. And with the 3-1 count now, nowhere to put her, bases loaded. Strike called. We'll go to a full count. So now Jenny Sitlow, you got a 3-2 count, bases loaded, 2 outs, and you need some runs if you're this blue team. If you're hitting, what are you thinking?
Swing anything close.
All right, just looking to single something, at least keep it alive.
Yeah.
There's a foul off, and that'll keep the at-bat alive. Just instructed by Jenny Sitlow to swing anything close. This one up just a little bit, but can't look at that with a 3-2 count.
No, you can't. You got to be aggressive. You want to put runs on the board, you got to take the bat off your shoulder.
And that will pay off as the pitch stays up, and Lindsey Hagberg earns the walk. That will
now batting
send home the run. So Jenny Sitlow's teammate scores the first run for the other team. That's, you have to talk to her about that when you get back home.
Yeah, we'll have a talk.
She's playing for the wrong team tonight.
Yeah.
She just got their first run. 9-1 though. Still gives you an 8-run cushion next inning when you go pitch. So don't worry, no pressure yet.
We're okay.
If they hit one out here, all of a sudden now it's going to tighten up.
We still got it. We're all right.
Would you rather have them get up 10-9 right now?
Oh,
and then
no,
go in?
not at all.
Good answer. Way to stay true to the team on this approach. Now, Michelle, we talked earlier to our pitcher who started the game, Kelly Young, about the sunglasses. She talked about she wears them all the way till it's dark. The same phenomenon going on right now out here with Brittany Finney.
I think there's a song about that, about wearing your sunglasses at night.
She gets the ground ball. There it is. That'll end the bottom of the 5th. Jenny Sitlow, good luck with all your various endeavors. I know you've got all kinds of things going on, and you're going to have some pitching going on shortly, so thanks for coming and joining us.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, enjoy the rest of the contest. Jenny Sitlow, we'll be back with more.
Now batting from
And the All-American Red team has 9 runs, and they have the bats as we start off the 6th inning. The visiting team, the Red, up on top of the blue, 9-1. Hannah Lawyer will lead off the inning batting. And Valerie Cassell, the pitcher. This ball will end up foul right down the first base line, so Hannah Lawyer will head back to grab the bat. Here's a good look at Hannah. Tropic Wave Gold is Hannah's team. Hannah Lawyer out of Bradenton, Florida. She'll send this one foul third base side. Hannah has an interest in Florida Southern. Currently a junior is Hannah. That ball makes it a 1-2 count now. Valerie Cassell taking care of the pitching duties, and a good array of pitching talent out here today. The Red team scoring 9 runs, impressive because they're facing some top talent. There's a line drive, and that's grabbed by our just interviewed Morgan Litchfield. So she still warming the voice box and gets the glove on it too.
I can see this ball turned on, but because she's in the proper defensive position, Litchfield is ready to make the catch and does make the catch. So important. We talk about positioning, and Morgan Litchfield perfectly positioned to grab that line drive.
You love that when you talk about something that's very important, that a player demonstrates it for you and lets you drive home the defensive positioning point.
Makes me look like a prophet.
Perfect. Set up exactly how you wanted it. Good work by Litchfield on that. Valerie Cassell is out pitching, and Amy Chap Delane, who we had a chance to talk to earlier in the broadcast, is now batting. And for Amy Chap Delane, she's batting in the number 32 hole, which I'm sure she'll never say again in her life. This is the last batter of the All-American Red team order, number 32 in the order, and again randomly placed in the order is how these batting orders were built. The pitchers were put at the bottom. And so after this, we'll roll it back over to Bianca Bell, who led this thing off all the way back in the first inning. As a leadoff hitter, you lead off in the first inning, then you don't get back up until the 6th inning again. That's probably a little different than the average experience. It's a lot of time to cool down.
You're like, boy, that is one long inning. One long 2 or 3 innings in between hot bats.
Of course, the pitchers change every inning, so you don't ever really get used to anybody and kind of learn what's going on in the circle. But just different experience for all these players, and a pretty good opportunity for them. There's a ball ripped by Amy Chap Delane. So, yeah, if I had a team with a number 32 hole who swung like that, I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, it's be a little embarrassing when your friends ask you, so what position you hit in the lineup? Oh, I'm hitting the 32 spot.
But then you have to stop. But let me explain how this game works exactly, and then they'll stay. We just got to get them to listen long enough to understand. Cassell's pitch took something off of that and got the ground ball, but it's in a spot where Chap Delane's going to be able to beat it out. Put it to the second base side of the second baseman and had a chance to leg that out. Looked like that'd be an infield single even before the bobble. So All-American game. Chap Delane will pick up the single on that with one away. Valerie Cassell is pitching. You see her there in the circle as you get that high shot of our field here at Central Park. And for Valerie, volunteers at the New Jersey Veterans Home. Her parents, Peter and Stephanie, proud of that. And Stephanie made the trip here. Here's a ball rolled up the third base line, thrown wildly, and that's going to bring Chap Delane to third. Will she try to score? And they'll hold her at third base. So the runners are in safely on the throwaway. Bianca Bell put it in play, and Bell showed good speed earlier, and now she's safe at second after the ground ball, puts the pressure on the defense and forces that bad throw. Finish off that Valerie Cassell comment talking about her volunteering. That was one of the things she said she's proud of. One of her hobbies is the Veterans Home where she volunteers, and also noted that she's a captain for her New Jersey Breakers Gold team. This ball down the right field line will drop foul, and on Valerie Cassell, she is the longest tenured player in the history of the New Jersey Breakers team. She has played for them since 7th grade, 6 years of participation in the Breakers program, and that's the longest ever for a player. So for Valerie Cassell, a great experience through her high school years and even pre-high school. This ball's chopped and dribbles out to Cassell, who makes the throw to Litchfield for the second out. And just to finish that off, Valerie will have a chance to continue on after her 6 years with the New Jersey Breakers. She is signed to play at College of Charleston, so good luck to Valerie as she moves forward with her college portion of her softball career. Score 9-1, 2 outs, runners on second and third. The team with 9 is batting. They've got a chance to add on to that 8-run lead. There's a strike. Casey Alcorn, who is following Lauren Burchak, who just grounded out. Alcorn hitting in the third spot of the red team's order. Good crowd on hand for the All-American game. Lots of support from the teammates and families of these players. This ball takes a bad hop in the dirt, and both runners will come around and score. Now the ball gets loose, and it's going to be Alcorn heading down to second base. So Casey Alcorn puts it in play and got a bumpy hop out there at second base, which let her reach safely. And our 2 runners who are aboard are now safely through the plate. Chap Delane and Bell score on the play.
Now batting from the
11-1, red team all over it here with a 10-run lead now in the top of the 6th. Here's strike 1 to Christa Garcia of the Tampa Mustangs. One after the ball. Christa Garcia is looking at Florida State as a place where she'd like to continue on. She is a senior as Christa. Now batting for the All-American red team. Listed her favorite website as YouTube, which is a very popular pick among our 65 All-American players. YouTube mentioned as a place they like to hang out a little bit when they're in their downtime, and not a huge amount of downtime for these players. A lot of training. A lot of them play year-round, and generally what you find too is they do a great job in school. Here's a strike 3 pitch, and Cassell gets an end to the top of the 6th inning. So it's 11-1 is the count now. 11-1. Red team has that big lead. 12 hits to their credit. And we will stick around the park during this break in the action at Rising Stars, and we'll join Michelle Smith.
Hi, Thad. We are talking to one tough cookie out here. In fact, this is Emily Griggs, who has had a couple of injuries. I'm going to let her explain really what's happened to her this last fall.
In October, I dove back to second base on this exact field, and I dislocated 2 or 3 of my top ribs on my right side, and I let it heal, and then I was playing my first game back in November, and I did it again.
So not only she dislocated ribs, she then healed and dove again, very first game back, and dislocated them again. So let me ask you, when you were diving, kind of mid-dive on that first game back, were you hesitant at all?
I didn't really think about it. It was just kind of reaction, but afterwards I definitely thought about why I did it, and I had no idea why I did it. But
so a lot of people don't realize that you can actually dislocate a rib. I think a lot of people understand that you can break a rib. Tell us a little bit about what that felt like.
It felt like a popping just constantly all the time, and it feels like somebody's like on the inside of your rib cage just like beating all the time, and it hurts really bad. But
now, has that affected any other part of your game? Hitting, throwing?
Throwing was probably the most affected, and then hitting, because I turn, but it's kind of scary hitting now because I don't want to get hit in that side because I'm left-handed, so it's kind of scary. But
are you wearing any protection gear to make sure that if you do get hit that it's not going to injure you?
Nope, not at all.
Okay, and so you told me though this afternoon you dove for a ball, and how did that go?
It was okay. It wasn't as normal, but it was okay. It kind of hurt.
Okay, well, I think it's impressive that not only the fact that she had her injury and it was very difficult to come back from, but first game back she dives and does injure herself again. But you're out here playing strong, so congratulations and good luck for the rest of your season.
Thank you.
Emily Griggs with the Wichita Mustangs, thanks for your time. And Michelle Smith, thanks for grabbing that story for us. Emily was slated to play in the All-American game in October. It was televised, and because that injury, which happened a few hours before the TV game, unable to go. So glad she was able to get back with us on the ball field for this All-American showcase. In the bottom of the 6th, the blue team has their first batter aboard. And Stephanie Teixeira of Miami Stingrays will now bat. Christina Dillard just reached. Dillard down at first base. And Teixeira in the batter's box. Looking at pitches from Jenny Sitlow, who just joined us on the broadcast. Jenny Sitlow gets a ground ball to first. Trying for 2 on it, and they will get the force at second base. Brittany Husk decided to go get that lead runner and was successful. Husk at first base picked it up and made the throw. And covering shortstop Bianca Bell with the force out at 2. Jenny Sitlow mentioned her pitching, and she has an aspiration to get into sports broadcasting, so she joined us last inning to get a look at what it's like when things are flying around and going on in the booth. There's another ground ball, third ground ball induced in 3 batters by Jenny Sitlow, and this one is successfully handled at third base by Ashley Leon, who goes for the force over to second with Darian Verdugo.
Now batting from the Florida Storm Gold, number 16, Sydney Wright.
And that will bring Sydney Wright up. Valerie Cassell just hit that ground ball. Now Sydney Wright, who pitched moments ago, and we showed you that 3-run home run she hit in October in an All-American showcase at Rising Stars. She's got a chance to swing it again. This ball gets up and away, and the runner will move down to second base. That's Valerie Cassell, who reached on the fielder's choice. Jenny Sitlow pitching to Kate Harris of TC Stars Red. Kate Harris taking her inning of work behind the plate. Sitlow has a couple of outs. She'll get a foul ball here on the dangerous hitter, Sydney Wright. Ground ball to third. That's picked up, and the out is recorded. So a busy inning for Ashley Leon, thrown across to Brittany Husk, and they get those outs recorded. Sun still dropping down there behind the field. Great shot. Thanks again to our TV crew for all their efforts at Rising Stars. Thad Anderson and Michelle Smith, Jenny Ritter bringing you the action from Rising Stars. Great to have you with us. It's been a great day of featured players, showcase fast pitch activity. And we head into the 7th inning now. That pitch is away. Stephanie Teixeira is pitching in this inning, and Caitlyn Charlton is leading off. And Jenny Ritter is out finding some more players we can learn more about. Jenny Ritter?
Yep, Thad, you don't have to check your eyesight on this. I do have two twins here, Sarah and Taylor Tribe. Since I keep forgetting your names, I could have asked like 14 times. Sarah, correct? Tell me what it's like playing with your sister.
It's like playing with everybody else. It's pretty fun, actually. We're hard on each other, though. I'm super hard.
Yeah, everybody's like, wait, didn't that girl just bat?
Number 9, Kate Harris.
Taylor, I hear there was a moment of twin telepathy that happened between you guys. Tell us the story.
We were playing up in Colorado, and she actually got a ball hit on her shin, and I like felt it right away. I was like, whoa, something's wrong. Like, that's crazy.
You felt it on your shin, and where were you?
I was away, like in the bathroom.
You were in the bathroom, and you still felt it?
Yeah.
You guys get along pretty well?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Sometimes we fight.
About little things, and then 5 seconds.
Let's hear the dirt.
Yeah. That's all right.
Well, they have a game to get to, Thad, so we're going to get back to you, and good luck to you guys tonight.
Thank you.
Love the twin telepathy story. She actually felt the pain of her sister's injury when she was off at the restroom. That's connection. Caitlyn Charlton got a single moments ago, and Caitlyn a couple hits in this game, a double and a single. Good work for the Miami Stingrays. Caitlyn Charlton. Kate Harris is the batter. Kate in this big order for the All-American Red team. 6th batter of the 32-person order. So we've rolled it over and we're getting back into the top and working down through that order for the All-American Red. Kate Harris caught earlier in the game. She is looking at pitches from Stephanie Teixeira. Stephanie plays for the Stingrays, and again just faced her teammate. We saw that earlier when teammates squared off, pitcher batter. And we had that happen just a moment ago with Caitlyn Charlton getting the single. Sarah and Taylor Tribe, who Jenny Ritter just talked to from the SoCal Magic out of California. Taylor is in this All-American game. There's Kate Harris hitting a rocket to center, and a solid single for Kate Harris. So a couple of hits to kick things off here in the top of the 7th for the All-American Red team.
Number 15,
Kate Harris out of Colorado. Kate drives that ball back up the middle. So hands out and the barrel through, and Kate spent a lot of time playing baseball in her early Diamond days. Lots of experience, life experience for Kate through that opportunity, and now has translated that across into the game of fast pitch. Kate is followed by Hannah Smith now batting. Hannah Smith. Kate Harris played for the girls youth team USA in baseball when she lived in Philadelphia before moving to Colorado, and got a chance to travel to Japan, Australia, Canada. Was a pitcher and catcher in baseball on that Team USA girls youth team. And now Kate Harris just hit that solid single. She is a key contributor as a player for the TC Stars of Colorado. That ball is down. Nobody out, and a couple of runners on. 2-1 count. And after this pitch, we'll jump across and check back in with Jenny Ritter once we see what Teixeira does here on the 2-1 to Hannah Smith, who drops that into right field. Hannah Smith with a single, and the red team continues to swing the bats well. Now the bases are loaded with nobody out in the top of the 7th, and we'll send it across again to Jenny Ritter.
Now batting.
Thanks, Thad. I'm here with Christa McCone and Devin Larson, BFFs, best friends forever. So, Christian, tell me why you guys became best friends.
Well, we met last year on the team, and I don't know, we just instantly became friends, and now we do everything together.
And what is it, Devin, about Christian that you like so much?
I don't know, she's like my opposite.
She's your opposite. And you guys originally wanted to go to West Point together. You're going on a visit shortly after this tournament to go to West Point?
Yeah, right after on Sunday night, I'll be leaving.
And that's your number one choice?
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you. Are you proud of her?
Yes, I am. Very proud.
And where are you looking to go?
South Dakota State.
South Dakota State. And you also have a brother that's just been deployed?
Yeah, he was deployed a few weeks ago to Afghanistan.
You proud of him?
Yes, very proud of him.
Good, good. Well, good luck to you guys. I hope you stay BFFs forever. And back to you in the booth, Thad.
Thank you, Jenny. Christian McCone and Devin Larson of the Washington Lady Hawks from Washington State made the trip all the way across the country to Florida. And The story was pretty interesting that Christian's going to go take her visit to West Point, and Devin interested in that, but also very proud of her brother who has made the deployment to Afghanistan. And we talked earlier in the broadcast, but we'll talk about it again. We appreciate the efforts of all of the men and women of our armed forces, and it's the McCone and Devin Larson show and the Larson family helping to do that good work for us. Best wishes to the family, and our thanks to the girls for joining us. Chance to play tonight, both of them, in this All-American game. Pitch is flared to the third base side and will drop in. The red team continues to put things together, and that ball is successfully delivered.
Now batting from the Florida Storm Gold, number 10, Kylie Jovasta.
The ball dropping through the zone, and it's flared out. And the run coming home again, and the red team continues to roll. Caitlyn Charlton brings home that run for the red team. It's 12-1 All-American Red. Pat Anderson and Jenny Ritter with you. Michelle Smith has navigated her way onward into the Rising Stars event. She's out experiencing other portions of what's going on tonight, and we're going to be joined here in a moment by CEO and founder of Triple Crown Sports, Dave King. Here's a ball driven to left field, and that will fall in over the head of the left fielder Spivey. It will bring another run home. Kate Harris of the TC Stars Red comes to the plate. Kate Harris scores the run. And so the beat goes on for the All-American Red team. Stephanie Teixeira trying to find a way to fight her way out of this top of the 7th inning. One more at bat for the All-American Blue team coming up, but they're looking at a 13-1 deficit. And that will roll us on to Brittany Husk. He follows Kaylee Jovasta, who just hit that ball to drive in Kate Harris, and that gives us a good chance to ask Dave King a little bit more about Kate Harris, who we talked about. She played baseball a lot of her years growing up, got a chance to travel internationally. Kate Harris, part of the program that Dave's involved with. And what do you know about Kate?
Well, Kate's a good baseball swing. She's trying to convert it over to fast pitch, and she's done a good job so far. Like a lot of these girls out here, they're taught by baseball people. So some of the conversions are almost identical, and some of them are a little tough. She's done a great job in that conversion.
Rising Stars event is what you're seeing on CBS Sports Network. This, the All-American game, following our Elite 12 championship ball back to the pitcher. That'll be a 1-2 put out, no other outs available. Fielder's choice, but a big out there for the blue defense trying to get off the field. Dave, this Rising Stars event been around for a lot of years. Triple Crown proud to be part of the effort here in South Florida. We've talked a lot during the broadcast about the opportunities for the players and the recruitment, the college coaches who crawl around. For you, you've been around events for 30-plus years. What do you see in Rising Stars that's special for the players?
Well, you got time of the year, you got weather, you got location. This is not exactly a baseball, softball window the first week of January. So you got a lot of colleges that are out. You got players that are available to come. You got families that have come. And so it's kind of from an event standpoint, it's easy to put together a good mix for family, college, club across the board. And being it's not the time of the year that we're in heavy season, I think you see a little more relaxed atmosphere from the players and the coaches in their approach to things.
Elizabeth Burley in the batter's box. She'll hit this to the right side. Coming home with it and throwing high. That ball will get away. The run scores, and another one comes behind on the throwing error. Burley moves to second. And over to third is Brittany Husk. So the Red offense continues to pile it on as they, we're in the 7th here, but these players are still getting their chance to showcase. And Burley didn't get her best swing on that, but still turns into some runs for her Red team.
And one thing Burley does a very good job at is just putting the ball in play. I think every time she's been up, she's made something happen just because she got her bat on the ball, and it doesn't always have to be the most glamorous shot.
Earlier in this game, Burley hit a home run. There's a nice play at third to pick up and a tag. Good quick reaction. Now a throwback, and Burley's caught off the bag. So a double play, unorthodox style.
That's a wild backdoor shot there.
So that'll wrap things up and put an end to that. It's Lauren Gambone at third base, flagging it, tagging it, and finding one more chance for an out, and it puts an end to that. Bottom of 7th comes up next. Blue team in a big hole at the Rising Stars All-American game. Florida Select, not the first time you've seen Paige. Jenny?
Paige is one of my players on my team, so let's hope she does good representation of us right now, huh?
Oh yeah, you're kind of on the. This is kind of probably nerve-wracking for you. How good are you, Coach?
You know what? The good news is that Paige is one of the hardest workers on our team, and if she's going to get it done, she's going to get it done. There's no doubt about it. She wants to hit the ball. She's not going to look for a walk, I don't think.
Yeah, good point. Regardless of outcome in this at-bat, you don't get in this All-American game without being not only a talented player, but a hard worker.
Right.
And I'm sure Paige earned this All-American through not just one or two things, but through a body of work that's earned her this kind of opportunity.
I tell you, though, I'm sure other coaches feel this way as well, but trying to pick just one when you have a group of girls that, you love and you think so highly of, and you look at all of them as superstars, how do you pick just one, or two to play in these games? But it's a good honor for them. Try to rotate.
So I don't mean to call you out on this, but Paige Kowalski of Florida, Liz and Mike, the parents, and Paige pops this up and drifting back, making that play. Nice turnaround by Katie Mandigo, the catcher. I was just going to point out, Jenny, that we asked about her favorite baseball or fast pitch player, and after we look at the catch, I'll tell you who it was.
From Winter Springs Panthers.
See, Paige just she dropped that shoulder and got underneath it, and then good catch by the catcher. Stay underneath, you can get lost in those lights sometimes.
Paige's answer to that favorite player could have been Jenny Ritter, but instead it was Bryce Harper.
I'll take it.
Okay, that's okay.
I was number 2. It's okay.
You're on the list. I do want to draw back to that, though. You're number 2 on her list. Number 9, voted by Sports Illustrated, number 9 all-time Michigan athlete, male or female, Jenny Ritter. And Jenny, thanks for being here today with us on the broadcast on CBS Sports Network. Congratulations on your fantastic career.
Thank you.
And still with Dave King, President and CEO of Triple Crown Sports, as we wrap out our bottom of the 7th inning. And the blue team trying to battle it out. Michelle Gosinski at the plate. Dave, this Rising Star is one of many big events, national draw events, and pretty big one being launched in 2012 by Triple Crown.
We've elected to televise 14 games in the 2012 season, and probably a highlight of our focus is 2 events. One is the Colorado Fireworks Sparkler package that we're televising, a big package of events. Nice play across the infield by third. And the second is our New York City event, which is now the Manhattan Special, meaning we're keeping the teams in Midtown Manhattan. We've got 50 of the top 100 teams in America and 18 club ball that'll play for new national championships live on CBS.
Number 8 from Blue Angels.
So we're looking forward to that.
Caitlyn Charlton across to Hannah Smith on the putout and 2 away. A New York City event coming up in 2012 will be quite an experience for players as they get a chance to not only experience the game but the city. This pitch is up and swung and missed. Kelly Young, who kicked off the day for us, by the way, pitching in the top of the 1st and then joined us on the air. Kelly, finally the 33rd of 33 batters. So we've reached the bottom of the order for the All-American blue team. We got through them, and Kelly's getting her chance with 2 outs.
She's going to keep it alive, Dad. I can see it coming. If you're speaking about New York City, Manhattan, Broadway, Times Square, and then you got a new 31 field complex just off 125th, other end of Central Park that we're going to play on. And it'll be outstanding for the college coaches, the players to play in a championship format live. CBS daytime games and nighttime New York City.
And a new event, maybe a new field infrastructure, but not the first time Triple Crown has taken the game to New York City.
Yeah, we've had an all-star event in Central Park the last 5 years, and the moms and the daughters, as a special tribute to each other, go that junior, senior year and have a great time shopping Canal Street, dining, Broadway, and checking out the lights.
Ball is fouled
and
away.
Playing some ball.
Yep. That is the base of the trip, but so many more things happen on that experience. So a New York City event coming up in July of 2012. And again, that'll be part of the CBS Sports Network package of Triple Crown events throughout the course of the year. Be sure you keep an eye on triplecrownsports.com for more information about those events. There's a strikeout, and that will cap things off. Dave King, thanks for joining us here tonight. Thad Anderson and Jenny Ritter wrapping it up from Plantation, Florida. You've got a game to go coach tonight, Jenny, so good luck with that. But before we send you off, your final thoughts on today's doubleheader.
What I like to see is that every time I come here, I feel like the talent gets a little bit better, the energy gets better, and they play harder. So that's what I look forward to seeing in my game tonight, that's for sure.
Well, good luck with your game. Good luck with your team, and thanks for being part of the Rising Stars as both a broadcaster for us and a coach out on the diamond. That's Jenny Ritter, and our thanks to Michelle Smith as well. 15-1, the red team wins it. A lopsided outcome. Red gets the job done defensively and offensively. For Michelle Smith, Jenny Ritter, and our entire crew, thanks to our crew, I'm Thad Anderson. For scores, highlights, features, and more, go to CBSSports.com. Triple Crown Rising Stars Elite 12 Championship Game and All-American Game produced by Triple Crown Sports in association with CBS Sports Network.